have my microphone on. And, well, I don't have my microphone on me. But we gotta get this done. Can we talk? Like Tevin Campbell, literally. It's so much going on today in the world of politics, and I'm like absolutely confused because you have Cybertrucks. I have to be careful with YouTube. You have Cybertrucks making their way to glory outside of establishments owned by our soon to be next president. You have people calling, and I'm not trying to be funny, I'm being so serious. You have people calling an African American man who happens to be white, but because he's literally African living in America, that he is going to be our vice president. And you have people getting in their vehicles and driving past barricades to go somewhere to blanket the area. And sorry about the random noises. If you're a person that's ever had some things happen in life, you already can put two and two together about what type of atmosphere I'm in. But that's not going to stop me from having this conversation with you. You have people going out of their way to commit heinous crimes against humanity, for lack of better words. And I want to talk about it. My name is Jessica LaShawn, born and raised on the west side of Chicago, and I've spent my entire life working with people, families, children, schools, churches, whatever, about how to live the best life that is given to you by God. I'm a Christian woman, and I'm working real hard to get closer and closer to Jesus every day, because I'm telling you, in the world that we live in today, you need Jesus. Let me take a sip. We're going to have to really walk through this, and hopefully you guys are going to be able to stay afloat with me on my train of thought, because the whole purpose of me pressing live today was to talk about how all of this stems from people not being happy on the inside, and it goes back to day one training in your household. And as a Christian woman, I realized that the way I was brought up has helped to curb how I show up in society and my expectations for myself and those that I engage with throughout life, casually or just in a serious mode. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because this is why people are losing their rabid minds. Hey, honey. So we really need to talk about this. Why do you feel that people are, one, so upset with Trump winning the presidency that they are willing to go through great lengths to, one, disown the whole system as a whole for us voting, to two, no longer be engaged within the political sphere, even though it actually directly impacts you. And three, no longer want to hold respect for this person because you don't like him and his policies. I don't understand this. So when Trump was elected in office, as someone who was born and raised in a Democratic household, even though now I'm realizing my parents kind of raised me somewhat liberal and conservative, we're not even going to talk about that. Don't judge me. This is a safe space. But I have been very confused with the reaction from the black community. I'm gonna be honest, from the black community, about why people are just going to zone out for the next 4 years because Trump is president. Excuse me, how does that make sense? How does it make sense? If anything has happened since this last election, I am more engaged. I am paying attention to the news. I am paying attention to what my local officials are doing and more. And I think that's how you actually get a better return on investment when it comes to you being a community member or a citizen of this great United States of America. I don't understand how you zoning out and blanking and just going blind like I know Trump won, but I don't want to deal with that. I don't understand how that works. All right. So that's what I want to talk about and how that actually led up to a possible terrorist attack in front of Trump Towers with a Cybertruck. People are demolishing Cybertrucks just to prove a point. Do you know how much a Cybertruck costs? Y'all wasting money? Y'all want to waste money? Give me some money. I'll waste it for you. I got plenty of things I can do with your money. Just give it to me. So, those are some of the things that I just want to talk about because I'm reading the news, which is something that I haven't done in years, and it's all because this election threw me by storm. So it threw me off, and I was like, I need to be more involved. So thank you guys for the support. I can see the chat. I don't know what you mean by the yap. Um, Due to my ethnic background, sometimes we have referred to the yap as having big lips or a big mouth. So I do know I have that. I've been blessed with that from my mother. So I don't know if you mean that in a good way or a bad way, or if you're saying I'm talking too much. But either way, I thank you for being here with me on my little YouTube live. So, um, okay, praise God. All right. See, this is why I don't read the chat because anybody that's watching the playback is looking at me read the chat and it slows things down, the attention span. I already watch YouTube videos on 2X. I'm one of those type of people. I read a book a week. I need the information now. Get to the point. What are you saying? So that's my whole point of why I'm actually going live today, even though I'm at my mother's bedside. She's in the hospital right now. And I didn't want to say that at first, but got to be honest with you guys. It's a new year, it's a new day, and we have to be more engaged and we have to hear more voices out there so that we can have a better understanding of. Oh, okay. So we can have a better understanding of how to actually engage. So I wanted to highlight that my upbringing has allowed me to see why my parents raised me the way that they raised me. And it was based upon you have to know who you are as a person, what you like to do, and what you're about, and what's your goal to the mission. Being from a Christian background, you usually put that in God's hand. God put you on this earth to do this, God put you on this earth to do that. And when you grow up with that mindset, you usually don't get distracted by silly things or you try to have a larger love or appreciation for life. So when you do things like that, you want to make sure that when you show up and you show up in society, you're showing up as someone that is functional and focusing on making the world a better place, not destroying it. There is nothing on earth that can bring good to anyone by you going and running over people in the middle of the street, by you going to a school and trying to ruin the lives of teachers, community members, and students. There is nothing that could come from that. And the only people that would do something like that is someone that doesn't have a purpose on the inside of themselves, someone that doesn't find value in what they have to offer. And how we can do that is really focus on who we are, why we're here, and what we came to do. I think a lot of the world would be in a better place if people did that. If we took the time to hear ourselves on the inside. When you look at all these news stories, that's what it's about. It shows a lack of self, a lack of self-awareness, and a lack of respect for life. When you don't respect life, you do reckless things like this. It's there's a news article out now. People are upset because a pilot actually made an announcement on the plane saying, hey, we have a young girl here. She's for the first time in her life flying, and she's getting over her fear because she has severe allergies. So anybody that has any peanuts, strawberries, or anything, please don't open it up because it can be life or death for her. You know, people were upset. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. It's a small inconvenience, but it makes when you care about life, when you care about others, and you care about yourself, and you treat others how you would want to be treated, that makes a difference. All these news stories that I'm saying, if you treat others how you want to be treated, life is different for you. If you just want to focus on the bad, what you have no control over, what is going awry or what's going wrong, then why didn't you close that door? Okay, we'll be right there. Then you lose track. Okay. It's really, thank you to everyone that subscribed. Oh my. All right, thank you. I don't know what me becoming woke means. As I said earlier, the election really made me want to re-engage with my civic engagement, and I teach young people about that all the time, but I was slacking with it. I really wasn't as focused on it as my parents actually raised me to be. See, I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in front of hold on, I'm showing my age, but this is the difference. When I watched TV, I had to watch TV with my parents. I'm an 80s baby. So we watched the news, we watched wholesome family shows, and what set me apart, and I see it now because my level of imagination and my way to communicate about ideas and process what I've seen is different from some of my peers, and even later on down the line with some of the students that I've worked with now. But my parents asked me, well, what did you get from that? How would you react if you were in that situation? Like, we had conversations about what I was learning on the news, what I was learning from TV shows, and that's lacking. Like, the communication is lacking, the development of concepts and the ideas is lacking socially, and that's here in America. If you travel, people still do that. People still care. People still communicate. They're developing young people to have a better understanding of what happens in life, because I think that's the point of life. And it's some other stuff that I want to talk about, but I didn't want to be on here too long because this is my first time doing a live for the full public, and even talking about the news is so long. So thank you guys for actually tuning in. But the four things that I want you guys to know is, if you're a parent, have conversations with your children. Have them actually develop their own opinions, and not just what you tell them to do or what you tell them to think. Have them come to you with how they process information. It's vital. It's vital because we need to do better as a society. We need to have better understanding. And some of these things that people are deeming as far left and liberal, some of this stuff, I'm just like, what? Why is this okay? Like, you're not gonna catch me saying it on YouTube. But some of this stuff that you're accepting culturally is absolutely insane. Who benefits from that? Why? Just the weirdest stuff is like, oh yes, yes, the weirdest. We need to accept all the weirdness. No, no, I will not. And we need to have conversations about why you even think this is okay. You do that in your private time. We don't need to put that on main stage, center stage. We don't need that. We don't need that here. But hey, to everybody that want to toot their horn, may the one you toot be the one you love. Okay. All right. What else? Well, I want to talk about Trump being elected. Trump being elected is not the worst thing that could have ever happened to us. It's not. It's not. And I know everyone out there is saying that. When have you ever been this upset about a president? This is what I don't understand. When have you ever? I'm telling you, all of them have had some bad stuff happen and have said some stuff and some great. Yeah, all of them. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody. And you really ain't got that much control. You got a choice, but you don't have that much control. If you really wanted that much control, you would get your stuff together. You would run for president. You that mad? Get that mad. Oh, you can't, because you weren't doing nothing no way. You was probably just sitting next to your house polishing your toes. But you just got all this civic advice. I don't understand. But we have to do better with society. We have to do better as individuals. We have to do better in our education system. And as you guys don't know, well, some of you know if you're following me, but I create educational curriculums for schools to help them include information like this, to help students understand how to use their imagination, problem solve, critical thinking, thinking outside the box. Because I don't know if you know this, but we've developed two generations of people that if you ask them what they want to eat, they go, I don't know, what do you want? What do you mean? You can't tell me what are your thoughts? I don't know, what do you think? What, give me your own understanding, please. So, ooh, um, sorry, I'm trying to block that out. So that's what I want you to do. My light went out, and so I could see the reflection of it. Don't worry, I fixed it. So that's what we're really focusing on, okay? So, guys, thanks for being with me on this live. I know that I'm going back and forth. When I get to my home studio, because yes, I have a home studio. Who's never used it? Me. But I'll have something for you and I'll be more formal. But thank you for dealing with me on this beautiful day. For those of you that actually know me personally, guess what, y'all? My mama opened up her eyes today. I'm excited. My mom's been in a coma for a month. So I'm excited about that. I'm about to head home in a few minutes. But I love you all. Thanks for even being here with me. I'll read through the comments. Once again, forgive me for this just being me ranting or whatever, but I had to get that off my chest. And I had to just start this conversation and start off 2025 strong because, baby, we got to do some talking. We really do. And I think I touched on all of the subjects that I wanted you guys to know about the girl on the flight. Um, and then I didn't even talk about entrepreneurs versus the corporate, but that was going off into me telling you guys about how we're losing the ability to be imaginative and how young people are losing their grit. Yeah, that's a whole nother show. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna come back for that one because we got to fix it now. The only way we can do it now is by starting a true dialogue that helps us do the inner work for ourselves as adults, because we're the ones setting the example for anyone that comes into contact with us, whether they're 80 years old or 8 months old. All right, and that's the theme for 2025. We are setting a new example this year. Amen. Let's touch and agree. All right, go and be blessed. All right, Jesus loves you and so do I. And I don't know how to end this live because I ain't done a live in so long. Okay, I think I pressed the X. Did that work? I don't think that worked. Let's try again. No, it's not working. And okay.